How's it, Enigma fam? Welcome back. It's been definitely a while since I've did a car review or any of the cinematic video or anything of the sort. Yeah, it's been quite a bit. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. It's always been a pleasure for giving you guys some content. It's been quite tough on my side of the world, but we strive to move forward from there. Look, I've come to a decision that it will be my last or second to last video that I'm going to be making on the Enigma channel. I'm not sure whether I'm going to continue because I can honestly say the motivation is not quite there where it used to be, as COVID regulations, etc. It's not allowing a person to do what you want to do, which is automotive content and automotive videos, etc. So it's a bit tough on my end, asking a person to do a review on a car and seeing how far it goes, etc. But I think I'm going to end this video off as my second to last video, and then the last one I think is going to be of the A111 2012 that I have, where I started this channel off, or based this channel off. Well, maybe here and there there will still be some content that I'm dropping, but it won't be as often as what it's supposed to be. So bear with me. This will be the second last one that I'm dropping, but from the bottom of my heart, each of the 193 subscribers that subscribe to my channel, thank you for being religiously following my channel, see how it grows and watching my contents, etc. It does take quite a monetary aspect, if I can say it that way, to make content and to be able to bring something forward, if I can say it that way, because you need money to invest into doing something, because I don't like doing the stupid videos that's out there on YouTube these days, that you just make for the fun of it. That's what they're calling clickbaits. But I like bringing content forward that has relevance, or I can call it substance in it, that someone else can use, like the how to change your gearbox well, and how to service a Sonata, and how to do this and how to do that. So yeah, man, I tried. Well, you never know if you don't try, eh? So yeah. So guys, thank you for watching. This will be a cinematic video of an Ford EcoSport, not an EcoSport like people normally would say. It's a Ford EcoSport. Ford do not like the word EcoSport because it's not a green machine, if I can call it that. It is basically a small compact SUV, and it's called a Ford EcoSport. So I'm gonna go get the Ford EcoSport, do a normal test drive, see how it goes, what the pros and cons and the quirks and the features, and what your money buys you if you do decide on buying a Ford EcoSport. So let's go. How's it, guys? Welcome back. And now we have transitioned from my daily, which is the Hyundai Sonata, to the Ford EcoSport. Not EcoSport, EcoSport. So this one that I'm driving currently is a 1.5 Ambiente base model. I can tell you it's very stiff on the steering wheel end, and but it's quite high. You can actually see very well out of the windshield. From what I can see, you do not have a problem with visibility in this car. if I can start where my camera, before my camera toppled over, this car was designed in Brazil, manufactured in India, and shipped over to South Africa for the mid-sized to small family. But this Ambiente, not a slouch, but my foot is quite low to the ground. So yeah, let's do the gear down, see what happens. This is a quite nifty gauge at the bottom here, saying how much fuel you're using per 100 kilometers. And I had to put my foot down and show that I used almost 10 liters per 100 kilometers. Quite nifty. The only thing that I find weird with this car though is I am looking for a temperature gauge and I do not see a temperature gauge on this dash cluster. That's what's missing in this car. Everything else quite standard. This is the Ambiente, the 1.5 Ambiente, not the 1 liter Ambiente. That's the better one of the two, because the 1 liter Ambiente or 1 liter titanium is a turbocharged 3-cylinder, and for that you would like to go for that, but it's a little bit more in price than the 1.5. Yes, the newer model looks a bit better in everyone else's retrospect, if you feel like the better one is the newer one, but I can assure you this one with its sharp features, not a bad looking car at all. Not a bad looking car at all. So yeah, let me take you through the rest of the vehicle with some cinematics. Why not? Guys, so the only problem, not a problem, but the only quirk that I do see with the Ford EcoSport is that of the bootlet. This bootlet is basically the sensor that swings open. The boot swings open from left or from right to left, where normal SUVs will have a tailgate that opens up from bottom to top. So imagine you're standing in a parking lot, not against the wall, or even worse if it's against the wall, and someone stands very close by you, and you're coming from the groceries to make grocery shopping, if I can say it that way. But now you have a problem with the boot lid swinging from left to right, and you can only open the boot lid that far. Or even if you're standing close to the wall, and you can only swing it open that far. You know why? It's because of your spare wheel that's standing on the back end of the car and not underneath the car, which makes it a bit small of an inconvenience because of the spare wheel on the back of the car and not underneath the car, to give you that little bit more leverage or room space, if I can call it that way. On the EcoSport size, it's got a quite big boot where normally you will have your spare wheel underneath this cover, but this cover is quite shallow, if I can call it that way, because it's only your triangle, your jack and your spanner that's fitted underneath this cover. And then you have your little bit of a enclosing on the back side. Normally you will have this cover that slides in with two little ropes. It does not have that. It does not have those two ropes. So it has this little spring mechanism that pulls this cover back if you need to pack your stuff higher up on the back. Visibility, however, is quite narrow if you are a tall driver like me. It's quite narrow from the bottom to the top on the back windshield, but visibility is not hampered by it. The Ford EcoSport is designed on the Ford Fiesta's chassis. The wheel space from back to front was designed on the Ford Fiesta, not the Ford Focus. The ride height from the bottom of the wheel to the top is 200 millimeters high, if I can say that way, than the Ford Fiesta. This little car, very nifty, if I can say that way, because it makes the odd and normal guy be able to drive an SUV like this. Wind noise, if there is any wind noise, I would assume there would be, because it's quite grey in Cape Town today. But if I had a choice between this one, the 2016 model Ford EcoSport, not EcoSport, and the newer model, I would choose this one. Reason why: I like the sharp features on the headlights. I love the sharp angles and the curves in the car. And the ride height similar to the other one, and you don't have to break the bank to afford a car like this. Coming into the engine bay of the EcoSport, it's quite open. If I compare this to a car, I will compare this to the Volkswagen Vivo. Hey, look, Ma, no engine cover. It's open for the world to see. I can tell you, Ford, if you had an engine cover in this section here, it will make this little thing much more sexier. If I can say it this way, the Ford EcoSport, even though this is our base model, Ford EcoSport, it still comes with daytime running lights, which is preferably the best option, if I can say it this way, for a headlight, because it looks stunning. Look at it, it looks brilliant. The only thing I'm missing, come on Ford, these days all cars need to have fog lights. These are not going to do well. Yes, but the 2017-2018 Ford EcoSport, the newer version of this, does come with fitted spotlights, those big ass ones in the bumper. But this, not gonna do. So welcome to the inside of the Ford EcoSport. I can tell you, the dashboard quite nicely put together. Quite compact, if I can say it this way. Obviously you have your radio and infotainment system here with your auxiliary radio and CD player, and this is your sound menus. Obviously these are the presets for your radio that you can set up. Obviously this is your lock buttons, but it's quite confirming lock sound. Listen here. Well, the car does lock itself automatically when you do pull away. That's the safety feature that it has. What I mentioned earlier with regards to the dashboard in itself, or your cluster in front of you. Normally you have your tachometer or tachometer or tachometer, and you have your kilometer gauge on this side. This one only have your petrol gauge. If we do not have a petrol issue quite at this moment in South Africa, you have to be given like in your face, here's your petrol gauge, but I'm taking the heat or temperature gauge away. Quite a significant feature, if I must say myself. Aspect, the temperature gauge on your cluster is to actually tell you how hot or how cold your engine is, because you won't know in this car when your car is overheating up until when it's too late. That is not a safety feature. Yes, newer cars do have a safety feature built in when your car does get very hot or basically it's close to overheating, it switch itself off. But my point, at that moment in time, it's already too far. So Ford, I hope the next or the newer iteration of the Ford EcoSport has that built in. However, this one comes with the 5-speed manual. It has dual cup holders in the center. It also has a very deep cup holder right here, and it has quite a lot of compartments of you to be able to put in a lot of stuff. The center console, however, does have this little cup holder on the side as well. Well, I'm unfamiliar on how to open this. I'm not going to open it, but it has the EcoSport name on there. This is a rubber that I don't know where it goes. Yeah, this rubber says EcoSport, as you can see there. Well, it does unfortunately comes with an auxiliary port, and it has your lighter on the side, but would have been nifty if it had even if it's one USB port in there, because nowadays newer cars would have a USB port. The front, however, comes with front left and right automatic window winders, or window buttons, not window winders, window buttons. It does come with your mirrors left and right adjust, but on the base model that I'm driving at the moment, it does have window winders at the back. On the seats are quite stiff, but I like it. The material is lovely. It gives you that reassurance of it won't tear that easily, because it is very tough material that's on there. So I'm happy with the material and how it looks. It's quite nicely put together. Door handles, whatsoever, as I mentioned, it's a base model. The panels, like I've mentioned before, is plastic. The door handles, I would have preferred it to be a metal door handle, because these things, they are quite prone to break easily. The metal door handle would have been a-okay. As I mentioned before, the Ford EcoSport, this is the base model. The steering wheel, on the other hand, is a plastic steering wheel. It does not have the leather trim over it. It does not need it, because this is soft plastic, if I can call it that way. It has a nice feel, a nice grip to it. It actually suits my hand, because I got quite big hands. It suits my hand brilliantly, tucks my hand in. What I do, however, miss is the infotainment buttons on the steering wheel, where you can actually pick it up, your telephone calls that comes in, and also the cruise control, if it has. Well, the newer titanium models do have the cruise control feature on it, but so far I am happy with what I'm seeing and with what I was reviewing. But there's a little few quirks and features that Ford can do better, like come on guys, it's an SUV, 6 gears, not 5. This is not my ride. Unfortunately, I'm just reviewing it. But I can tell you this much. If I do decide, or would decide, to buying an SUV, this would be one of the options that I would choose. At the end of the day, these days, a person would choose a car that suits their pocket at the end of the day. You can't overexert yourself, because otherwise you're going to eat bread and butter for the rest of your life. For 5 years, think about it. For 5 years, you eat bread and butter. But yeah, so far the EcoSport is one of the ones that I would definitely go for or choose. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe. If and when I do make content, obviously you guys be the first to know on my channel, Synigma TV. And also, if you do want to, the Synigma merch is out for the end of the year, December specials. Go to synigma.co.za for your niche, for your recent merch. I do still stock the two-tone Synigma caps, all snapbacks, and mutual colors as well. Do tees, golfer tees, Synigma tees. So if you do, or if you are interested, go to the website, give me a call, drop me a message. Well, I'm always there to chat to anybody that want to chat to me when it comes to business. I'm easy. Come on guys, do support the channel. Do support any of the other channels that's local within our country. The guys are grinding, the guys are working hard. Specifically VAD and Late Customs, they are working hard into making a name for themselves, and for that we as South Africans should be proud of it. Take care guys, crush life always. That's my motto. Peace out.